Hey guys, so this week we have a very special week that is speaking about asking, praying. The name is Va'et Hanan, like kind of begging. How many times are we begging? Begging the light, begging the situation to change, the light for a blessing, for something to move in our life. Begging is many times when there is like you don't see an end. You don't see from where situation will open up. Before I start explaining the main points of the week, I want to read in the Zohar to open our mind, our consciousness to what we are going to speak about. I'm reading in Zohar Va'et Hanan, verse 28. דהם בשעתה קדמיתה מיתו ממתת בגין דהכי הצטריך דהה אילנה דמותה גרים לבטר דחיו וקמו וכסגו ובאה קדוש ברוך הוא להעלה אלון לעיננה דחיי דקיים על ההוא אילנה דמותה בגין דמהי קיימה לעלמה והתרחק ולה בעון כדין התחלש חילה דמשה הלב והתחלש חילה אחרה אמר קדוש ברוך הוא אנא בעינה לקיימה לכו באתר הילאה ולהידבקה בחיים אתון בעיתון יתר דנוקבה שריה בגין כך לחם מור להם וגומר כל אחד יהך לנוקבה ויתייחד בה. So this week we have this possibility really to ask for those gifts beyond, those gifts that comes from a dimension that calls אוצר מתנות חינם, a dimension that is connected to endless gifts with like for free, like gifts for free, you know, the gifts that we can receive for free. This level of those gifts that we can receive is really endless, very powerful, and very significant, with no limitations and no judgment. Okay, so you can think about any type of blessing. Many times you start like something happened, there is a blessing happening in our life, and then something happened and there is a chaos or there is a situation that blocks. When we're talking about blessings beyond אוצר מתנות חינם, this level of blessings, we're talking about like an energy, a blessing, a fulfillment that is beyond all our logic. And before we start to see how can we receive them, we want to see what we want to receive. So that's the first thing that I'm asking you to write down to yourself. What type of wish, blessing, dream you would like to manifest in your life? Something significant, something that is infinite. And after you write it down to yourself, we're going to go through a few points that will help us open ourselves to that dimension and connect to the blessings that is already there, but we need just to connect to that dimension. So first of all is to know that this week, the window for those type of blessings, for those type of connection is available. So don't miss the occasion. Through scanning Zohar, doing your Ana Bekoach, the Kabbalistic meditation. And again, if you don't know how to do and what to do, you are more than welcome to contact our center and our teachers to help you and guide you through it. The second thing is the knowledge that the light is really the reason for which we exist, we function. Because if you think about, you know, the big balloons, like big jumpy balloons on pools and kindergarten, like, you know, the special one. If there was no air, there would just be pieces of plastic, right? The same as just pieces of meet if there was no light that fill us up with life, that guide us, that show us, that allow our eyes to see, that allow our ears to hear, and us, every single part of our body, to function properly. Without the light, there is no existence. That's need to be like an awareness that we need to each time click again in our mind. The second thing, the next one, is each time I'm doing something and thinking that I've done it, pay attention. Because yes, many times in our life, with everything that we need to do, we need to solve, we need to run, time is flying, and we're doing a lot of efforts for sure. But at the end of the day, who actually did it? Who actually opened it up? It's the light of the Creator. And definitely, there are different levels of seeing the situation, because many times we would simply run on whatever we need to do, whatever we need to solve, knowing that if I will not do it, no one will. It's me and myself and I, correct? And then sometimes when I'm a bit aware, I say, I want to ask the help of the Creator. So I'll use the different tools. But that's kind of a cooperation. That's another level. But the highest level is when we are allowing space for the light to come through us, to truly being a channel for the light. In those times, we are really permitting the light to function through us. What happens when we are doing so? Few things. First of all, we keep connection, because when I say I did it, I create separation between me and the endless source. And then everything I'm doing is really limited. It's as much as I can reveal. And all my talents and all my strengths are limited, because it's whatever I was able to do. When I am allowing the light taking place, yes, we need to do whatever we need to do, but it's in the consciousness that it needs to be different, that it's not me doing it. Ask the light, what am I supposed to do now? What should I do? Should I move? Should I stop? Changing the point of the consciousness, which will change the point of action, will connect us back to the endless source, connect back all our strength and talent to the source of it. So the effect of every single thing that we're going to do is going to be much more powerful and much more effective. We're going to put ourselves in a dimension of אוצר מתנות חינם. It's in that level, there are no limitations. There's constant, there's like a puzzle, everything is fitting exactly. How come? Because I didn't do it. I allowed the light to do it. And this is what I want to remember each time I have a moment like this of tremendous love, a realization that I have at that moment, something that I've seen like is so perfectly done, is precise. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. I did it? No, I didn't do it. Maybe I'm very intelligent, maybe I'm very talented, but I didn't do it. This is a moment that my vessel was empty. and I allow the light to manifest in it. What happened when I acknowledge those moments? I allow myself to have more moments like this. And in this way, I can act from a pure place and not myself, but really, really to allow that space for the light to work through me. More than that is when I'm acting this way, I'm kind of contaminating my environment to behave in the same way. And suddenly things are happening or people are acting in a different way than if I would act for myself. So it's even much better. So you can see in those moments that I kind of put myself back and I give space for the light to take charge, let's say, things are happening in a very beautiful way, in a very pure way, in a very powerful way, with no judgment and no negativity, no ups and downs, but really in a growth way, in a magical way. And now, the last point, just a step before, is what is the Kabbalistic tool that allow me to clean all those times that I didn't pay attention and I act from me place, that I didn't pay attention and I was sure that I did it. How do I clean more and more parts of it so I can keep myself in that connection with the infinite, in that connection with Otzar Matnot Chinam, with that space, that pure space? So the tool calls Ma'aser, tithing. I will not go in depth in it. If someone wants to know more, you're more than welcome again to check with your teachers, and if you have mentors for now, and maybe you're going to study it as we advance later on in the teaching. But this action of Ma'aser, tithing, is allowing me to detach from that level, that 10% that represent this physicality, this limited world. And this is the action that through it I'm breaking free. And again, I'm reconnecting with this infinite dimension. Okay, so now, just before you're asking what you really want, make sure you're going through those steps. And the second thing, remind yourself again that everything that I'm doing is with the help, with the assistance of the light. And I want to give space for the light to work through me. Okay? And by this, I will allow myself automatically to connect with that realm of Otzar Matnot Chinam. I'm wishing you a great week, a great experience, and you're more than welcome to share your experiences as a result of those weekly videos with a great pleasure. And yeah, I'm wishing you a great, great week. All the best.